I think the sheriff has tried a couple different approaches so far. He was very good at getting an $80 million grant the first time around. So with the AB 900, and that was great that we got that grant, but unfortunately we sat on it for 5 to 6 years and wanted to build this Taj Mahal of 1,280 beds and spent $9 million of our own general fund money. And we got nothing for it because we forgot to identify how we were going to spend or pay for the $70 million it would cost to run the facility. So rightfully the Board of Supervisors shot that down. I didn't agree with the second plan of eliminating the jail beds that we had at the Honor Farm and rebuilding even less beds. I thought that would have put us in a negative. So my plan is better because it's quick, it's much less inexpensive, and it solves the problem in less than a year than in a 5-year program. Modular jails are being used all over the nation. They're still being used up in Mendocino County right now. The ones they have were built back in 1980s sometimes, so they're pretty dilapidated and falling apart, but it was old construction type. But these new ones are amazing. You know, they're built very, very well. There's several different ways to build them. They're all steel welded construction. The ones that I really like are the ones that they're actually having the inmates build right now up at Folsom Prison. Prison Industry is building them. There's actually a video online you can go and watch on YouTube about it being done, and the guy even makes a comment in there. You know, if I was in a tornado or an earthquake, I'd want to be in one of these. So they're built very well. It's kind of a win-win. The inmates up there are learning a trade, and they can build them within 60 days, and they can build them any way we need them. Now I know that the State Board of Corrections say, oh gee, we don't support modulars and we don't like them, but you know, they kind of go with what best practice is. And recently best practice has been, you know, building big jails, and that's when funding was good and our economy was good. Well, that's all turned around. So instead of waiting for the state to say, you know, here we're going to give you some money, we can't wait for that. We've got too much going on here in San Joaquin County to wait and let our citizens still be victimized. So we need something quick and inexpensive. And we have the funding right now to do it. So if we can get these jails built quickly, and we'll use our existing funding, some of that $17 million that's left over from the first project to pay for the buildings. We have the staffing. We have 12 open staffing positions right now funded already through our budget. It will take me 16 people to staff it, so I'll only have to hire 4 COs at a cost of $530,000 a year. Well, the Board of Supervisors already said on the Sheriff's second project, the SB 1022 money, that they would hire 4 more. So we already know they'll hire them. So for a fairly low cost, very quickly, we start holding the inmates immediately, and they stop victimizing our citizens. So we just can't wait for the big projects anymore. We have to be a leader and set the example for the rest of the state, not wait and try and do what the rest of the state is doing. Well, we can make a huge difference. First of all, how's it working? I mean, it was kind of a no-win situation, I think, for the governor. You know, it was either let them go on the streets or send them down to us to do something with it. So, you know, we can't really cry over spilled milk on how it was implemented. We just have to deal with what was given us. Now this was 3 years ago now, 4 years ago, and we've done nothing to do our part of this. We've done nothing to add jail beds so that we can hold these inmates that have been released. So technically in San Joaquin County, we did just release them back to the streets, because as soon as they hit our jail, they're getting kicked out because we don't have the room because of our court cap. So what a sheriff can do, and what the sheriff should have done, is when he got that $80 million in the first place, was build something reasonable that we could get done quickly and have new jail beds. Instead, we went 5 or 6 years planning something that we were never going to afford. So sheriff can have a huge impact on that. He just has to have the mindset of, I'm going to fix this problem, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to fix the problem. I'm not going to wait for the state or the feds to give me some money to fix this problem. Well, I think it really depends on the situation, especially in our business. You know, I've gone from being you know, very authoritative on the street when, you know, when you're dealing with certain situations, especially tactical situations. You know, there's not time for group decisions. But and on the administrative side and in my office, I'm very collaborative. I realize that I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm very good at certain things, but other people are much better than me at certain things. So it's always best the more heads you have involved. I'm very good at listening to all sides. I'm very good at surrounding myself with people that I trust. And the people that I trust that I put around me, I'm a strong enough leader to know, hey, I may think that I am absolutely right, but if the people around me are saying, no, you don't see this, then I'll say, okay, we'll do it your way because I just can't see it. And the other good thing about being a leader is you got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to change mid-stride. If we're trying something new or we've started a new program or whatever it is and it's not working, then say, hey, I made a mistake. Well, I was wrong. Let's try something else. So it just depends on the situation, but I think I'm very adaptive, and I think it's telling the type of leadership style that I have that just about everybody in the department, the deputies and the correctional officers and the civilian staff are all saying, hey, this is the guy we want leading our department.